This is my E-Flite Turbo Timber Evolution, and I have to admit that when I first purchased this one, as I previously have bought the Turbo Timber and I also have the Timber X and the Night Timber X, maybe I wasn't really too excited, but I just had to try this one. But the thing is, the more I fly this RC airplane, the more I like it. So, I mean, this is want to show another flight, so let's head outside and fly this Turbo Timber Evolution. This one does lift the tail really easy and quick. And on 4S does actually have a nice speed as well. I think inverted flying with the Turbo Timber Evolution works just fantastic. I think you could probably just go all day if that's your thing. So more or less it just flies as good inverted. And thanks to the like the stripes on the wing and everything, it's really easy to tell orientation on this one. I think they've improved very much compared to the previous Turbo Timber, which had kind of these blue stickers. I've also actually owned the Turbo Timber, but this one is much more fun to fly. And what you hear in the background is actually my TX. So I have this set up just to do voice alerts when it comes to easy alarm still, instead of having like the tone, as it is more pleasing. Can still be a little bit annoying, but let's get this one down with flaps then, usually really easy. And the gears are improved compared to the Turbo Timber as well. I'm actually just doing some inverted practice flying. This is something I try to do on most of my RC airplanes, at least a part of the flight. And as this one is so enjoyable, I really just want to do it more. And I mean, it's not really difficult to fly inverted. You just have to keep orientation really tight in your mind, so you don't pull the stick in the wrong way.
Landing flaps.
So I'm not using safe on this RS airplane. I think that it's so nicely behaved. So safe is a little bit unnecessary if you have the orientation nailed down. And it is also a really good gliding RC airplane with little stall tendency to it. So very forgiving. I would suppose that a beginner could enjoy this one, but I think that if you are a beginner, purchase something like the Aero Scout or like the Apprentice. That was a really nice main landing then. Let's get up again. Usually I never do half flap or full flap takeoff, as I prefer to have a little bit more rollout before I rotate and lift.
Time remaining 2 minutes.
And I also think that great that E-Flite actually did the wing tips in this with the red stickers as well. It does really improve orientation. I think this is the most beautiful looking of all the Timber RC airplanes. And I've actually owned the UMX Turbo Timber and the Turbo Timber, the 1.5, and the Timber X and the Night Timber X. And out of all of these, this is hands down the best one.
takeoff flaps, landing flaps. Time remaining 1 minute.
I could compare this one to the Durafly Tundra version 2, which I've tried, and then I think this is much better in almost all aspects. But the landing gears on the Tundra, they do work extremely well. I would say they do absorb imperfections on the ground and landing impacts much better than any RS airplane I tried. They're so articulated and soft and springy. So Durafly Tundra version 2 then, I mean, it's just a great flying RS airplane, but this one is more powerful, it glides better, it's more featured. So I have to say this is probably one of my top 5 RS airplanes in any way you look at it. Out of all my RS airplanes, I think this is actually number 3, so it's really high up, and I've flown lots of RS airplanes. And what's so great about this turbo timber evolution is that you have this really wide flight envelope, so it is quite sporty and speedy, but you can also fly so slow with this RS airplane. And I think it's super easy to assemble it. I think it's just good quality. I really love that they actually have this top feeder as well as on the turbo timber, and the Night Timber X and the Timber X actually have a hatch on the bottom, which is just really bad. But I mean, this one just super great. There's one problem with that many users have, and it's actually the ESC being overheated. So according to E-Flite, you have to move the ESC as forward as possible to enable it to have more airflow. So that's what I've done on mine, and then I have no overheating of the ESC anymore. But I mean, it's just a fantastic flying RS airplane with all these features. I would really like to have seen like the Night Timber X wing lights in this RS airplane as well. But I mean, it's so easy because usually when I have this one on the flying field, I just remove these 2 plastic bolts and I remove the wing halves, and I have a really easy RS airplane to transport. And I really love the sound on this field-bedded prop. It does have a nice bite as well. So overall, I mean, I can't think of anything really negative about this one, as this one of my absolutely best flying RS airplanes.